Hey everybody, welcome to Cultured. It's your homegirl, it's your host, Brahmali. Today we're going to continue our conversation with Danielle on her journey on mental health. So stay tuned. Let's get to it.
The drinking, it was great, but no, like, it's not right, it's not fulfilling, it's not good for you, you know. It's harmful if you're going to drink that much, right? And so that went on till third year. And third year, the whole of third year, the depression was really bad. Like, it was like I was in this space on my own. I don't know why it hit so bad. I don't know if it was like the alcohol making me just worse. But it was so bad, and I really hit rock bottom at that stage.
Okay, like, what would you define like rock bottom?
Like rock bottom, like, it just... I was not in a good place. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like
how was it different from all the other times that, like,
I think I was like, I wasn't, I was like abusing myself. Like, not in a way where I was like, no, I'm not saying self-harm. I mean, like, the drinking was just getting to a point where it was like dangerous.
Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're, with your body, like, it's not.
It was dangerous. So, like, I was going out, I wasn't being careful.
Okay.
And like, I wasn't, at that stage, I think I was like, I didn't feel like I was suicidal, but it was almost like I just had no value on myself. Like, I didn't care if something bad happened to me. And I didn't care if I didn't care if I died. I didn't I was like, you know, that like live fast, die young kind of thing. It was like that.
Wow.
And I got in an accident, and I actually hurt myself, and I ended up in hospital. My parents were so upset, like, they were so devastated. It was like, that's when their eyes were opened, that, and like, they realized, like, she's not okay, you know, because my mom knew before. Oh yeah, when I came home from Plevin, sorry, I forgot to say, I went to a therapist, and she was like from the church, and I said to mom, I was like, Mom, but I want secular counselling.
Okay.
I don't want Christian counselling.
Okay.
I want secular counselling. So she put me on some like antidepressants to help. But it was before Plevin. I'm sorry. It was before Plevin.
Yeah.
I saw her, and she put me on some light antidepressants. But because I was drinking a lot, I didn't want to take the antidepressants. I would take them on the days that I wasn't drinking, which was rare. And then that just made my moods worse.
Oh, that's a bad reaction.
That was like up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, that just made it way worse. So I forgot to say about that. So so after the accident, that's when my parents like realized. They were like, oh my gosh, like, she needs help. So they were like, are you sure you want to go back and study medicine? Like, do you want to take a break? You know, because they obviously, mental health comes before it, like studying, right?
Absolutely.
You know, they were just worried about me. And my mom just really said to me, Dan, like, it's now or never. Like, you're gonna have to stop drinking. And, you know, I agreed. I was like, yeah, no, I need to like stop, because she saw me, and I just wasn't. She saw me because I was drunk when the accident happened. And she saw me, and she was like, Dan, it's like you were a completely different person that I've never seen before. And I was like, I know I really messed up. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop drinking, I'm gonna stop going out, and I'm gonna try like get my life back together. So I came back because it was towards the end of my time here in Ireland as well. That happened in Ireland.
That happened in Ireland.
That happened in Ireland. So I came back, and she was really there for me. Like, she was like, we're gonna, because like me and my mom, whenever we'd go out, we'd have a few drinks, right? But she was like really there for me, right? So she just made sure that I didn't. She wouldn't do it in front of me, and then I went to my doctor. I told my doctor like everything that happened, like about the accident, about my history with depression. She told me to go see a psychiatrist. I think it was a psychiatrist. So going to like the psychiatrist was the worst thing I could have done, because she just made it worse. Yeah. So she, for some reason, thought I needed a sedative, and it was a really strong one. So I was on antidepressants and this sedative that like people use when they have epilepsy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it was so dumb.
That's great.
Yeah.
What?
It was so dumb. Like I did not need sedatives. So it really just messed me up more, because I was going around numb and I hated taking them. So again, I was on and off, which was again just a roller coaster. So I just decided, now meds don't suit me. I'm getting off everything. And I just said to myself, now this is the time that I need to get into church, the time that I think after hitting rock bottom, I was just like, nothing else is going to be able to do it.
Oh man.
Nothing else is going to be able to fix me. And so I stopped drinking, I stopped partying, I was trying to get my life back together. And I just started going to church. I'd been to Zoe before, but like that was back when.
Yeah, Zoe's the church that, like Danielle. In the beginning, I met you. I don't know if you remember, but I met you with your mom
at team night, right?
At team night.
Yeah, it was your first team night too.
It was my first team night. But in my first one, in my intro, I talk about going to a team night.
Yes, I remember.
That's the day. I think we met before.
We met the week before, I think.
We met the week before, but you came there with your mom, and I remember seeing you because you were the only one there that I was like, at least I had a conversation once before with, and that was it. Like, and then I don't know, but like for us, I think even I remember seeing you over the years, but like after the BTS, the Bible study group that started, that's when we really started connecting and everything. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
So what was I saying again? I think I was saying I went to Zoe before, but that was when I was like in between. Like I was like, oh, I hate this whole Christianity thing. Like, why do we have to do church this way? Like, no, I don't want anything to do with it. So like, it was kind of like then, like I was in two minds. I was like, no, I don't want to be Christian. But then in another mind, I was like, unsure. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've been to Zoe, but that was kind of when I was like rejecting Christianity. And so I started going, my mum started going to this other church in the meantime. And we started going there. And then I went to a Bible study as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't with BTS. It was, I can't remember what it was because it was long ago.
Oh, really?
I went with Debbie and Philip and
I don't know which one.
Yeah, I can't remember. But I went to that and it was actually like really helpful.
Yeah.
Going to church, going to Bible study, I felt really good to be around other Christians.
Yeah.
Like the atmosphere was just really lovely and it was light and they made me feel really welcomed. Like, cause growing up as a Christian, like you kind of take these things for granted. You take fellowship for granted. I think we take God for granted at times. Mm-hmm. And it was always something I struggled with, even as like a child, like taking God for granted. Cause like my mom, she worked in a rehab.
Okay.
And all the girls in the rehab, like God was new to them. So they were experiencing it for the first time. Yeah. So they were like, wow, this is amazing. But for me, I just was like, is it? Like, I mean, I've grown up with it. So I guess it's just normal for me.
Yeah.
So for me, this was like kind of like experiencing it, kind of understanding that first time experience, like feeling welcomed, feeling part of something.
Yeah.
So then I started the Christian Society with Debbie, Debs and Princess.
Yes.
And Angie as well.
Yeah, these are all girls. These are all girls who are, I think all of them are from the UK, right?
Yes.
You're the only one who's
I'm the only one who's from Ireland.
Yeah, so they're all medical students here in Bulgaria. They all started a Christian society at their university.
Yeah.
So Danielle and I go to 2 different universities here in Sofia. So they all started the first Christian society in their university.
Yeah.
Like when Debbie told me about, I think even at that time, me and Debbie were just like, we were not that close at the time, but we just started talking like off the bat. And then she told me that she's starting a Christian. And I was like, I sat down and I was like, my goodness. Like, if you know Debbie, you know that Debbie's really like, she's very quiet and, you know, and at that time for her to be like, you know, I started this Christian society, I was like, Debbie, man, like that's amazing.
It was.
So props to you guys, like honestly because it's especially anything new. When anybody starts something that has never been started before, let it be anything Christian or anything like a society, I'm like really impressed because it is so impressive to be the first one to be like, okay, you know what, let's just start this, you know, because it takes a leap of faith to do that. So Danielle said that, you know, you guys started the MUS Christian Society, the Medical University Christian Society. And at around that time, Francis Scott started the BTS, the Bible study group. And like, so we had a lot of things coming together, and it was like the same people who were part of that group being part of this group. So like it's we were all friends at the time. How did you see your life transition from like what you were going through in that first 3 years into this period right now? Like where are you at right now?
It's like a complete like turn. It's amazing because having the Christian society, having BTS, like it's like a sense of community with Christians. And obviously like being friends with Christians, yeah, they care about your well-being. We all care about each other, like our well-being. We all care about each other's like where we're at with God, you know. We all want to help each other, like be more hungry and like thirst more for God, and we all want to we all want to move forward with that, you know. And like, you know, when I first started with BTS and MUSCS, it was like I was already kind of in a better place. Yeah. But it helped even more because knowing that, like, because I'm reading my Bible more, like now, praying more, like I feel like I'm really like getting into my relationship with God and like trying to have this relationship with God. Yeah. And that's really like helped my mental health, because like now instead of trying to lean on myself to like stop drinking, to, you know, instead of trying to rely on myself to come out of if I'm having a bad day, like instead of trying to put that pressure on myself to
preach it,
make myself feel better, I automatically look to God. I'm not going to put that pressure on myself because that's not what God wants, you know?
Yeah. And plus it's like, you cannot bear it on your own. Like I mean, this is like from what you said, and like personally for me, like I cannot come out of it myself. Like that's not something that I can, you know, without somebody's help, I cannot. No. And, you know, and what better
person
than God, you know?
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, no, honestly, like, he's completely freed me from the need to drink. He's completely freed me from the need, like, the anxiety that I used to get when I would eat. Yeah. The guilt, the depression, you know, and I don't need to be on meds because of him. That's the reason I don't need to be on meds, because the meds were making me worse. Wow. And like when I just started going to church, being involved in the Bible study, like learning the things about God I didn't know about God, and like his nature, and the thing like like what he's capable of is like, when I was growing up I didn't even know half of that. So hearing all that kind of like I was like, wow, like, so this is the way forward.
That's amazing.
I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew, oh no, it's so backward, Christianity, you know, they try to make everything seem like it's perfect. Yeah. But when I really like had the guidance and like that kind of, I would say BTS has helped disciple me in a way. Yeah. To understand more. Yeah. I was kind of then thinking, okay, no, like this is the way for me, and I think it can help anyone in quarantine. Like it's been really great. Like I thought, I was like, oh, great, crap, I'm going to slip into depression. Like, I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. But it hasn't happened, and it won't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like for me, it's like, I've been reflecting, I've been exercising, I've been having my worship sessions in my room, praying, like, just spending time with God, and like also being part of, 5 Bible studies in the week. Like, it just, you need fellowship, you know, you need fellowship. That's why church is important. It's not like about the building. It's not about, you know, what you do there. It is about what you do there, but it's like the fellowship, because you can do what you do in church at home, in your room yourself. But it's the fellowship, and that's so important for your mental health.
I feel like, you know, like, especially with this quarantine, I feel like as a church and a community, we've actually grown closer.
Yes.
Because I'm reaching out to so many people, like, that I haven't before. Like, and I'm like, constantly wanting to call them, or like going out, people that we normally don't video call and things, like, we're getting into that.
Yeah.
So I mean, in that sense, I think this period has been very transitional for me. Like, we've, as a community, we've come together.
Yeah.
Like,
but even like, sorry, another thing that's helped me with my mental health, if you don't mind me saying,
go for it.
Yeah. So it's the music I listen to.
Wow.
I'd listen to a lot of music thinking, oh yeah, this is like such good music, you know, it's helping me like be happier. I feel happy when I'm listening to it. But little did I know, it's the words that was making me worse. So that's when I decided to do the music fast, you know, where I just listened to Christian music.
Wow.
And I just did that, and I just felt so much better. The words are so much more fulfilling. Like, I know it's something small, like, yeah, music is something that I really enjoy.
No, Danielle, it's so true.
Yeah, the words, you don't realize the effect that words.
You don't realize it, because when music, it's placed in such a very, like, especially because of the rhythm and the beat, or like, we'll be into it. So we will skip over the words.
Yeah.
But these words are actually speaking to us, as like, it's like infiltrating our head, like as we're
almost
listening.
Programming you to like want to go out and drink, want to go out and do drugs, want to go out and like sleep around. You know?
Yeah.
You know, so like it's the words. And when you're singing like Christian songs and you're listening to this Christian music, like the words are true, they're fulfilling, like,
they're speaking life
they're
to you.
speaking life into you. Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
That's another thing.
Totally, for me, music was a big, like, I think I would say, it is a big struggle for me to, I mean, it's not like it's like, you know, I'm saying it's like a bad thing to listen to. No, it's just that for me to switch from like secular music to Christian music, I would say to some extent, even now I do listen to, like, there are secular music that's so meaningful, like, and things, like, it's a beautiful secular music songs that I listen to and I love. But then the other songs, like, you know, all this kind of pop, like, you know, the songs that I'm talking about,
like hip hop,
and like
my favorite
the songs that like speak of everything that has to do with the world, like, you know, it just materializes everything. And then even I would be jamming to them, even through my life with Christ, like I jam, I even now. But like for me, I would say I'm still in that little, I want to completely get rid of that.
I want to.
We'll see.
I love rap. I love hip hop. I love R&B, and I still listen to it. But I think I have a bit more like, don't let it get to you. Like, don't let those words, like, cause you to stray. Yeah,
music is very, very tricky that way. Like, it's because I think you and I can relate on that sense that we love music.
We love music.
Like, we'll die without music. So I mean, but hopefully, like, that's the thing. Like, man, it's a journey, really. Like, like,
you know, and you kind of have to push yourself into it too. Because like when I first started going to church again and started doing that, like, it's not like I was like, oh yes, this is what I want, this is what I need. But I kind of just said, I kind of just said to myself, no, this is important. This is the way. Like, I have to give it a chance. What have I got to lose?
Oh, amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What have I got to lose by coming to God and trying my best? Like, there's you don't have anything to lose. Yeah, you won't like be getting drunk. You won't be going to the club, but like, that's okay. You know, what's the loss? There's other ways to have fun.
Oh,
you know?
So good. Danielle.
And, another thing that I've just been really reflecting on around this time is kind of like, when I'm spending my time with God, I'm not asking for stuff, but I'm just praising God, thanking God, and worshipping him for the God he is, and like just trusting that my needs will be looked after.
Yeah.
So I'm not praying, I'm not saying, oh God, please don't let me slip into depression, like please, but just trusting, praising and trusting, just that, and journaling, writing down when I hear things from God, and like if I see, like if I have a dream or something, you know, like a dream journal kind of a thing.
Wow.
Just really reflecting. All these things have just helped me with my mental health. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like, I still do get the odd anxiety attack. Yeah, I still do get the odd anxiety attack. And I still maybe do have an off couple of days. But, like, I don't let it get to me.
Wow. Danielle, like, honestly, thank you so much. Like, thank you so much for everything. It just flows, you know, everything that you say is kind of like strikes a chord with me. Like, cause like, you know, it's so nice when you're in conversation with people, like some things that they say, you'll be like, oh my goodness, like I felt like this at some point, but you kind of like forgot about it or something. So like everything, I'm sure like everybody who's listening can relate to some level, like at what you went through. And trust me, like it's not easy being vulnerable. Like, it's because a lot of people keep this hidden away because it's like you don't want to show the world.
It's shameful.
It's shameful. Like, you know, because to go to a therapist and especially like in Indian, like those things are considered like, oh, you don't talk about going to therapy and things like that. It's, I don't understand why that's a thing, but but it is. I don't know why society makes it that way. But like for you to be like, no, you know what? It's okay. And it's okay to go through these things. And I mean,
it's so important to talk about it.
Yeah,
like,
so good.
Because it's so easy to slip into depression around quarantine, right? Like,
save a lot of time.
I really thought I would, and I'm just so thankful that I haven't.
Yeah.
And it's just like the healing power of God that can have on our lives, that He can have on our lives.
So good. Thank you again, Danielle. Like, I'm saying for everyone who's listening, thank you, Danielle. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, like your voice is like a bird, like it's like so soft and but thank you again. And guys, I just want to tell you guys, thank you for listening. I hope what we talked about helped you guys, and you know, let's give us your feedback on what you thought about this episode, and like, just let us know what you think. And so again, thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
So like I always say, guys, stay healthy. Wash your hands, drink lemon juice, do Zumba, and stay blessed, guys. I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye-bye, you guys.
Bye.